Alright, we're back at work. Everybody's wondering about how I'm feeling, how it's been going. I haven't done any videos in a while. 2-3 weeks really. Doing much of anything, and probably a month since I've done really any videos. But anyway, I'm getting stronger, better. Still here and there on the my guts, which are still crappy, but oh well. But I'm working. Doing my normal long hours again. Still. So it's now almost 11. A little after 11 now. Typical. I mainly do a bunch of paperwork, but I've been doing a bunch of odd little jobs like this that I don't really videotape because it's just stupid jobs. But I just got done finishing one of these, and I just found another one here that needs to be done again. So this was plus 2000 Sportster. Had a little problem with the detonation, a little pre-ignition, blew a hole, burned a hole down the piston. Basically, it blew a hole right down through the whole ring stack right here, about 1 inch wide. So I cleaned it all up, put some new valves in here. Some damage in here from the piston beating around in there. So we got some broken piston got in here, got banging around and things, broken rings. That's what these marks are, from rings being broken. So I went ahead and just filed off the high spots, ground the stuff and deburred it, and sanded the surface back flat, cleaned the head up, put some new valves in there. Basically made it good to go again. This is the old valves in here. So that's just what we do around here, it's fix crap. So then they got a new cylinder with a new piston, except the piston's a 1200 piston, flat top. Which, when you go with an 883 like this one is, it says 883 on them, that's how you know they're 883. Except this one, I can't see it. It's marked in there somewhere. There it is, 883. It's got the real small combustion chamber on it here. And that basically gives you, about 12-13 to 1 compression. A little more than streetable compression. So he went and got, instead of taking this cylinder and boring it and using it, probably because it cracked the sleeve a little bit or something, or he thought it was bad, you gotta look for the sleeve being pulled away from the aluminum. If you see that, it's junk. If it looks like it's still attached to the aluminum, like this one looks like it is, and it's not cracked or anything, this one can be cleaned up. I think this is a standard cylinder, so this will probably clean out it. This might clean it 10 over. Definitely by 20 it would clean. But anyway, he went ahead and bought a new cylinder. He finally got a set of Scream Eagle pistons. They don't make anymore, I guess. I don't know, maybe. So I went ahead and clean it all up. This one came like about 8 thou undersize. So usually give you like 3. This one's a lot more, but whatever. So I just clearanced it for the piston. It's a forged piston, so I gave it about 3 thou clearance. There's no instructions, of course. Why would you have those? I guess I figure I don't need instructions. Not that I really read them that much, so there you go. So anyway, that was that job there. So digging around for my next job because there's a big pile of them sitting up on the floor over there. Just set laying right there. I got heads all over the place to work on. So this cylinder looks like I rough honed it to see how bad it was. So you can see all the low spots in there in it. But overall, that's plenty adequate for a ring job. This has the rough finish in there from just honing. So I'm going to do that a quick hone again and then plateau hone it to get rid of that roughness. This is a late bike. This was a 2000 motor. This one here is a 04 and up. This has a tapered style piston in it. They're the same compression height, I think. Wiseco said the same piston goes in both motors. Anyway, this one here, I wonder what happened here. Let me think. What does that look like? Oh, it looks like it might be an air cleaner bolt got in there or something. That's a pretty good sized bolt. So. Anyway, Those are not supposed to be running around inside your motor. They tend to do damage. A few little marks here and there. So this needs to be cleaned up. So I don't remember what I was going to do on this job. This came in before I got sick, I think. Just after I got sick. Just after I got back from being sick. I forget which one. So this can be welded up here real quickly. This can be welded slightly there. As long as you stay off the gasket surface, you shouldn't be too bad. But in the real world, all you gotta do is come in here and just knock off the high spots so there's no sharp edges. Grind the stuff out a little bit and run it. You don't have to worry about any damage from being welded. So the motor's really not going to give a squat about that being there. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't remember. So I'll take a look. So this one here looks like it's all right. No, it's bent. Right here, see? Looks like it's made wrong. Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't. That looks like a factory screw up. That's weird. Looks like it's out of round. This one's definitely bent. See, doesn't roll very well. So these are intake exhaust. I ordered up new push rods, but I only got the one. Didn't buy both. This one was supposed to be good. Maybe it's not. Smoke's got my throat and lungs all screwed up. If you didn't know, the West is burning. Yeah, California's had the out of the top 5 biggest fires we've ever had. 3 of them happened this last couple months. And then, of course, Oregon and Washington State are burning too. They got the worst fires going up there ever also. Okay, so we're going to measure this and see if it's round. It is round. Okay, so we got to find out if this push rod's bent or it's just Harley doesn't know how to make anything correctly. I'll give that 50-50 on that one. This one, definitely no good. Alright, so that's junk, that's junk. Leaning tower valve means it's bent. If you rotate it like this and it wobbles, that's a good sign it's bent also. So, yeah, it might be slightly tweaked. So that's what happens when the bolts get in the wrong spot, they bend stuff. Oh, I wonder if that's the bolt that was running around in there. That might be the one that was in there. That's a pretty big bolt. I don't know what part of the air cleaner had that. Must have some kind of an air cleaner adapter in there for some custom thing. Alright. Excuse me. Let's go see if this is bent. So to do that, we go over here to lathe. A little light on the subject up here. Light. Let there be light. Okay, so we'll go over here. We'll put this in the lathe and spin it. The lathe goes this small. Yeah, it does. Okay, we'll just go right in the middle. See if it wobbles. I think that's probably pretty close to being straight. Here's the other side. This is the side that's kind of crappy. I'd say that's probably halfway straight, but the ball is not very good on it. I would say that's a factory push rod made it goofy. Yeah. And I can make it then. that's the quick way of doing it. I can get them pretty close that way too. Or we can use the dial indicator and do it really good. You can straighten push rods when you're using them too. As long as they're not too bad, and no creasing. If it has any kind of a crease in it, you're done. If it's just got a little wave in it, or a little bump, yeah, you can work on that. Yeah, throat. So you put on the high part, and you rotate it. And blow it up a little bit so you can see. See the indicator bouncing around. So that's about 17 thousandths. My beat device. Okay, high. So low is this way. High goes that way, low goes the other way. I'm going to hit from the bottom. So I can go to low. You don't want to be hitting on your indicator, it hurts the indicator, so you pick it up. Go like that. Now we're about 8 thou. They bend quick. Alright, there's a couple thou. There's half a thou. So we got half a thou. The indicator there. Still see how the ball is moving all over the place. The push rod's straight, the ball is not, see? So that ball has either been bent over or it was made wrong. Now to bend that ball, which is a big piece of billet material, is shoved in probably at least this far, if not that far, probably only about this far on a Harley. And for that to bend in that distance right there on solid material, this push rod would be bent in half. So this is defective from Harley. That's a nice, good factory piece. In the real world, it doesn't really matter if it vibrates and moves around. That's why you get hydraulic lifters. It doesn't look very good, but it doesn't really hurt anything either. So, alright, so we got it within half a thou of straightness, which is probably close enough to for government work around here. Yeah, throat. It's like it was 2 months ago. Alright, so now we do a little roll bench here again. See, it rolls real nice, but you still got the movement of that ball. Now, you should put this on the lifter side and the good side on the top. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this so we know where to put it. So we're going to take this and we're going to put red all over this stupid ball over here. Maybe he'll see it. So red means go on lifter side. You want the good part on the rocker because the rocker arm goes up and down like this. It really moves around a lot. The lifter doesn't, it just goes straight up and down. So that can be bad there, it won't hurt anything. Up in here it can make a little difference as it changes different angles. It would put a load on the top of the push rod and maybe cause some wear in the ball socket. If you put that on the bottom, it makes no difference. So we'll do that. Alright, so looks like we need to hone this out a little bit. So let's go ahead and do a quickie honing. I just got done doing this. We'll do it again. Let me practice. Okay, I don't need no light over here either. It can be dark. You can't see the darkness, but I can. Alright, so we're going to use our... We're going to hit it with a rough stone first again. which is this set here. These are 500 sun-honed stones, which is like a 320 grit, I think. 280 grit, something like that. So we're going to give it a quick hone like we just did here last time. It's probably the same stone I used on it before, but just to make sure, we'll give it another quick flash hit. Pressure on it. Put that around the top. I remember that from before. A lot of heat up at the top of the cylinder, so I moved it around. It is not caused from that bolt. If it was, it'd be a big nick in the side of the cylinder, which there is not. Okay, now I grab my fine stones, which would be a 600 stone if they had a 600 stone, but they don't. So these are going to be about 500 grit finish. So we gave it like 1.5 strokes, and that'll take the cut marks that are like that, it'll knock them down, knock the titties off, leave flat spots. That's why it's called plateau honing. It's like take the top of the mountain off and makes it flat on top. That's plateau. So that'll make the rings have a lot less drag. Basically, it's like giving yourself a 1,000-mile break-in, 500 miles at least. So if you don't have to do it, I'm doing it for you. That's easier enough. It makes a big difference just doing that a little bit. My thumbnail's not digging in. It's nice and smooth to touch before it'll go up and down. So you're not trying to get rid of the low spots which hold the oil, you're just trying to take off the high spots for the ring seal. The plateau will give more surface area for the ring to seal against, which is good. And it also has less drag, which is good. That means you got more horsepower. Both of those things give you more horsepower. You know, I'm all about speed, so if it makes it go faster and makes it work good, that's a plus. Get two things at once is always better than one. Okay, I'm going to go clean this stuff up. We'll be back.